To pass a driving test in the UK is not difficult. It's not difficult at all. If you think it's difficult, come closer. Let me explain some things to you. And after listening to this, after listening to what I want to tell you now, you will agree with me 100% that it's not difficult. It's just that in most cases you are nervous and you are building solely on the experience of people. Because oftentimes some people say, oh, it took me 4 sittings to be able to pass my driving test. Oh, this is my 5th time. Oh, I failed 4 times. Oh, my cousin did his own about 4 times before he or she could pass it. And then because of that reason, you have actually created unnecessary fear into your own self. You understand? I'm going to share with you 2 things because I've divided into 2 categories. And I want to promise you that after listening to this video, you understand, and you go to sit for another test, you will definitely pass. There are some people that have actually passed their test at one sitting. You go for it once, you pass it because they have followed these particular rules that I want to give to you. There are basic things you need to know before you go for your test. If you don't know these things that I want to give to you, don't go yet. Make sure you practice. Make sure you tell your driving instructor to teach you some of these things that I want to say. Number 1 is parallel parking. Parallel parking. Be listening to me. Reverse parking. Emergency braking. Roundabout. Parking in the bay. Route understanding. Mirrors. And understanding of your car. Now, out of all these things that I've mentioned, I'm still going to read some of the things, break it down a little bit further for you to understand. Out of all these things that I've mentioned, how many of these can you beat your chest to that you know before going for that particular test? How many of these things do you know? Now, I'm going to pick 3 out of these, 3 most important out of these ones that I've mentioned. Number 1 of them is the roundabout. Roundabout is the most dangerous, but you need to know the principles of roundabouts. How does a roundabout work? It's very, very important because you could have a major fault at the roundabout. Don't forget that you need one major fault to fail. And a major fail is the danger to yourself or to the other person or to the other driver or the road user. Once that major fault comes, you understand, it's automatic fail. Now, the second one is emergency braking. Emergency braking is the application of the braking once. Just in case you are driving on the street level or you are driving around the route, you understand. Someone, maybe a little child, just come across from nowhere. You need emergency brake at that particular point in time. If you don't apply it, if you apply your brake 2 times, that particular moment is automatic fail. And the third one is your mirror. Because if you check your mirrors very well, you will see what car is coming behind you, what car is coming on your left, and what car is coming on your right. Your 360 is quite important. Your shoulders, those ones you have to take cognizance notice of. Take note of this point very well and make sure you know how to do these things before you go for your practical test. Now, let me quickly buttress a bit. And after this one as well, you will agree with me that you will pass your test. That test you are going to sit for, it is compulsory, you must pass it when you listen carefully to this. All right? Just don't worry, don't forget that I said, after 15 minors, the 16th one is a fail. You need 15 minors and the 16th one, you'll fail. You need just one major to fail. Accumulation of minors, maybe where you're supposed to trafficate, you didn't trafficate, where you're supposed to look at the left, you didn't look at the left. All these little things accumulate and they form minors. And when you get to 15 minors, it's a fail. The 16th one is a fail. So listen very carefully to this. Yes, you can fail your driving test if you make one serious or dangerous fault, also known as major fault. Major faults are mistakes that could be dangerous to you or other drivers. You understand? And indicate a lack of understanding of driving skills. Okay? Some example of major faults includes not checking mirrors before turning. Please listen. Not checking mirrors before turning. Poor steering control. Not making observations at junctions. Very important when you get to the junction. The T junctions, we call it. You have to observe right and left very well. You look right, you look left, you look right again before you cross. That's quite important, especially when you get to a place where you have 2 double lines. in front of you, that means you must stop at that line. Whether there's a vehicle coming or there's no vehicle coming, you have to stop to watch both left and right before you cross that. Okay? Moving off poorly. When you move off poorly without having to trafficate, without having to check your mirrors before you move up, that's move off. That's one of the ways. Now, positioning at junction. Where are you supposed to stay at the junction? That's important as well. Disobeying traffic lights. Even if you pass, if you still disobey traffic light, you go still get fined. So you can even get 3 points because you are disobeying traffic lights. So that's quite important, even on your test and after the test. Going too fast for the conditions. Going too fast for the conditions. Especially when you are driving and you have been asked to do 20 miles an hour. The examiner is not going to tell you this place is 20 miles per hour. You are supposed to look and see that this is 20 miles per hour and you must stay on the speed limit. Even if it's 30 miles per hour, you must stay on 30 miles per hour. You cannot go beyond 30 miles per hour. That is fail. You understand? All of these things that I've mentioned to you, if you take cognizance of them and take away all necessary fear and you go for the test, you will pass it. Most of the time is because people are nervous. That is the reason why they fail this driving test. It's not difficult. Don't be looking at people that have done this 4 times, 5 times before they could get the license and you think it's going to be difficult for you. No, it might not be difficult for you. You might go for your own and you pass it once. Just have to follow these particular rules, know exactly what you are doing, take hazard perception so seriously. The road signs are quite important. And all of these things I've mentioned. If you take cognizance of all of these things I've mentioned, which are not difficult anyways, you will see that you come out successful. I'm telling you, if you follow all of these things and you are sure of yourself and you're not nervous, you will come back to the comment section on this video and give me kudos. You understand? Try help me to share this video because somebody is going to be doing their driving test tomorrow that you know or that you don't know. Try to share, let it get to 1 or 2 persons. Follow for more tips and follow me on all my platforms as well. I do post several other videos on those platforms. And I'll be seeing you in the next video.